Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions. Thank you for joining in this holy, very holy mission to cease the denials of what we are. Thank you, Daira, again for translating this so lovingly for everyone. Yeah, someone mentioned, well, we can hear Jesus in every language because I said that, and also expressed that sometimes it can feel distracting if it's co-translated, and then other beings would say, oh, it's so beautiful, I love hearing the Spanish too. And so we just listen to Jesus and follow what's most helpful for everyone, because we know whatever he's giving us, we can always be sure, however it appears, that's in service to God. Like, our true desire is to honor ourselves. To serve God is to honor ourselves, and that's just a beautiful symbol. We'll start posting when I mention a movie. Put it out there. Although you guys are really good about providing the information. If you've seen the movie, we watched Simon Birch yesterday, and it's such a loving symbol of simplicity. Like, it doesn't have to be a lot of songs in church, or it can just be knowing in the heart that there's a holy purpose, that God has a purpose that's beyond the purpose of this world. And it's not about how it appears in form. And it's just really a beautiful little movie that reflects the search for the Father, how we believe the Father can be found in form. And the only way to find the Father is to transcend the form, the idea that form is real. And honoring the beauty and the happiness that comes from Christ's control. And as we laugh about it, we've been laughing about it the last couple of days about taking the dog to the vet, and how the dog just wants to play dead or crawl under a bush. And that's really, you can ask Jesus, do I treat you like that sometime? But it's just merely a symbol, because Jesus isn't apart from us. He's a reflection of us, of the truth of identity. And so in the play of consciousness, without changing or really doing anything, the play is to back away from ourselves. When we back away from Jesus, that's just a symbol of trying to back away from ourselves. So play in the play of consciousness as though Jesus is the vet, and then we play the dog, and then we back up. That's what Shanti does now. Sometimes when you go to pick him up, he just starts backing just out of your reach, you know. Like they know, and then the dogs know that something's gonna happen they're not gonna like, and they start backing up. But we have to see that as a play, and how consciousness plays back up, and it can pretend that it can escape all that is by moving into the next room or going to the next location. See, it'll play that little play when God's here right now. Infinite light, us. That's us. It's like everything that's here is a reflection of infinite. God is in everything I see. And this is supreme happiness. So he's taking us to every little place where we're backing up from the vet. Pretending like we can back up from ourselves. Oh, I don't like that. Just backpedal. When it's all in love, like all of it's love, and these little currents and eddies. And I was reminded, Kelly took one of the quotes and posted it, and there's only one solution. That's about as simple as it is. It's light. Ask the light. The only solution is the light test. Because everything's solved as light. When we look at everything as light, we can't find a problem as we look at it in the natural state, infinite light of being. It's like, what happens to that? Just put the little thought that there's a problem, and then you do the light handshake. And let me look at this from the perspective of the holy instant. So we have like little glimpses of the holy instant until you see, wait, I'm the holy instant and I really don't want to be. I don't want to be tagged. Like we said, I've been toe tagged by God. There's no way to escape infinite. But that pretend, that argument that we're already completely done and toasted. We've already been flipped, pancakes been flipped, toast on both sides, you're already light. It can't be another way. Ask Jesus, can it be any other way than infinite light of being? Can it be any other way than infinite happiness? Not even an addiction to a no can last longer than this moment when it's just seen as light in honesty of God, with the abject power of divine being already here. To break the addiction to the choice has value. That I can choose. I can choose to go somewhere else all the way, all the time, being light. But not seeing that swan dive deeper into the dream, the avoidance. If this body's in a different location, in a different circumstance, then see the thin in that, I'll be happy. It's the rejection of what is light. Because peace doesn't happen in a future. And we know it never happens with the memory of a past. Although we try with that memory to remember the happy times. Remember that time on the beach? It was the best. No, the best is now. Muji would say that this is the happiest day, or this is the best day ever. And I'd be looking at him going, I didn't see that. I was a play in consciousness to try to escape happiness right now. As soon as the play of consciousness goes off like Lucy's teacher from Peanuts, wah, 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 that is death. It's that simple. Wah, 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 wah is death. It's like, but it can't kill the light. So then it's mad, wait a minute, I just can't shut the light. But it gives all the reasons why light's not here now. And it's just like avoidance. This is the way consciousness plays, not to avoid, to see, wait, infinite light's here now. Light is here. And so we need Jesus to show us where that little spin out, those energies of sleeping, taking that little dead nap and going, I don't understand why I'm not awake. That sentence is in the dream. Just think of how many thousands of times I've said, but it's just, it's still innocence. Like the ego can even get mad why it's not awake. It's not going to wake up. It's going to be seen that it can't happen. It's not a possibility. That's all. It never happened. So we do the light test and see, in honesty of God, is it possible? Is the ego real? We can't pretend like, well, it's just not real, because it's the ego pretending it's not real. See, it takes all the roles. It creates all the problems and attempts to create solutions, and then plays all the roles along the way, and then assigns all the roles. That's how far consciousness is played out of its natural, the natural state, infinite. All with an excuse not to look right here and go, wait, the light's here. What's the challenge? What was that? And then sometimes when you're looking like you can't find it. And Jesus goes, yes, that's the whole point of this. So we'll look at lesson 32. And let Jesus help us, invite him in. Jesus, we welcome you. He's welcoming us home to infinite love. He's welcoming us to the thought of God. I have invented the world I see. Today we are continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. Okay, Jesus, give us the full Monty. Did I invite the world I see? And then the next second we'll forget it. Because of the play. That's why all this focus, turning the focus toward the true, to look directly at the miscreation. A whole little world apart from the Father that seems to be. And then feel guilty about it because we're investing in what's not natural to us. The world isn't a challenge in the light's perspective. You just see struggling and shadow boxing every single thing. You can just watch. It's just get curious. Yeah, Jesus is saying, just get curious. You just watch the thoughts. Watch what happens when some seemingly an else speaks, how consciousness moves to make another in it. So here's consciousness. So someone speaks out there and you can start watching that. And then consciousness goes like this. Well, let me just check in my little storehouse of information back over here. And it goes back, but it happens really fast, like a trick, like we don't have control over it. That's another famous part. It's going to go over there. It's going to, no. It starts looking and not, and then it just, the shark moves along and then it's going to start evaluating whether or not what's being said over there fits with the little storehouse shelf of information. It goes out to the hard drive. See, light doesn't have a hard drive. Consciousness has a place like it has a hard drive. I'm going to go out there and then it's going to look, it's going to search the hard drive to compare, to find, okay, is this true, to find error. And then based on my experience, see, it's going to look out into experience and then it's going to find something to agree with. That sounds right to me. Okay, and then that's how it's going to choose what it bonds with. See, it's okay to join if I like what's said. See, I'll join then. That's just already a denial of joining. It just made joining conditional. And if I don't like it, of course, I'll ping off of that, but seeing that they're both the same, as soon as there's a valuation. Now, the way Jesus moves is very different. Like, instead of going, back into the hard drive, we go where there's no drive whatsoever. We go like this. Okay, what's that? What's divine expression right now to come through? See, it's because as soon as it moves out and goes off into the hard drive, see how a hard drive's fixed. It's only going to have the information that somebody wrote on there. It has no flexibility whatsoever. It's all the seeming experiences of the I know mind that can reference looking over there. See, when we go straight up to infinite, then we just express as divine beings. It's not in the relative world. It doesn't go out to a fixed hard drive. And then the response is natural because it's coming out of wholeness, out of totality, out of the Christ mind. It's not a relative. It's like, what's most helpful right now? Peace. You could put it like, you're tapping into super consciousness through Jesus. Like Lucy, she just knew things she couldn't know. The eye can never know it because it's referencing a fixed hard drive. It's fixed. It looks like it's infinitely variable. No, it's fixed. The script is written. That's a little script over there of beliefs and desires. And then it reflects out of it. It goes back, it's hunting. It's gonna look over and let's find another brother over there. And you just see how exhausted you are because it's so frozen. And it takes all this energy to then concoct. See, when it goes to that hard drive, that's a little concocted story about the world. It's a concoction over there. See, the infinite light doesn't have a concoction. It's not trying to figure out a way not to be what it is. It just is. So it's very, as beings have talked about, it's very fresh. beyond all ideas. Like ideas might come out, but they're not ripped. See, anything that comes off that hard drive is going to feel shredded because of the desire to feel shredded. It's old stuff. It's dead. Like Mooji says, you're carrying a dead fish in your pocket and then living and then fighting to keep it. Like that wonderful Mooji story that he tells about these, the old fisherwomen. And they were fishing really late and they had their baskets of fish. A few of them were a couple of days old. They had a nice, that aroma. And a storm came, and so they had to stop at a friend's house. And their friend said, that's really fine, you can stay, but can you leave the fish on the porch? Now, they weren't happy about leaving their fish on the porch. And they go into the house to stay, and there were roses, like the sweetest smelling roses ever in the house. And they go into the room and try to sleep. It's like, oh my God, this rose smell. And our friend wakes up the next morning. She goes out, and where are they? They're sleeping on the porch with the fish. The fish smell. They were we like sweet sleeping with the fish, with the hard drive. We think our safety is that hard drive, staying in the hard drive. It's just frustrating. The reason we feel frustrated is because it can't be found there. It's just an old loop. But play it again, Sam. One more time, come back around. See, infinite, see that the light doesn't have any of those restrictions. Nothing. Let's check. Do the light check. Oh. So he gives us these lessons. I have invented the world I see. And even when we see it, we don't. That's like the last thing. Because then you have to really start recognizing infinite power. I have invented. It doesn't say I am subject to. Jesus, am I desire to feel subject to the world I invented? To be bashed around on the sea, in the sea of the world I invented. And you can hear him say, yes. Today, we are continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. You are not a victim of the world you see because you invented it. Jesus, am I willing to see I invented it? See, when we're ready to see it, we'll really go deep with them then. We'll really, yes, you'll feel like you got a homing mechanism to look at all those desires. Because then you know how they're part of the old hard drive. And he's erasing that hard drive. And then you'll go, I don't even know what that was. How many times have you had a miracle too, where you just go, I don't know what was that? What happened? Jesus is saying that's the whole gig. Like, I'm offering you that with everything. Just, but because of playing consciousness, admittedly, here seemingly, he had to take me over to the hard drive. Still shows whatever's on that hard here, that's on the hard drive. You can just ask them. It would save time. Jesus is going, I would save a lot of time. Just ask me, is this on the hard drive? Yes. Anything on that hard drive is death, just general death. So he weans us, we love that. It's like we're carrying around like a big old fat sack of rocks. He's got to wean us off to, okay, how about if you put that pebble down? All right. It's like, I don't understand why I'm so tired, Jesus. And you got a big old, this isn't in the days, where you got that, you can get 100 megabytes this big. No, we're going to carry around the whole, the big old mainframe. Like I worked at Shell one summer when they were doing, we were doing oil exploration, and they had like it was a room full of computers that probably sit on the same amount that sits on my desk right now, and they were doing the punch cards. Jesus going, that's where you are. You're in the punch card and you're trying to carry that whole computer around, that hard drive filled with information that's dead that you reference and go, okay, this is real because it's on the hard drive. Jesus going, no, it's not. No hard drives, no big whopping. He's going, just put it down. But we're fighting them for every pebble. We won't put it down. Every chip on the display board, we're going to nuke it out with them for. That's okay. He's patient. And he goes, okay, let's go back out on the chip and get a miracle on that little, erase that little right there. He really does use everything at the end of the day. Because we really think that big old carrying the world, like he says, Atlas carried the world on his shoulder. And Jesus saying, put that thing down. Put it in the light test. Is the light carrying it? No, Jesus, you're going to take my whole life away. I'm just going to go shut myself in my kennel where I can be safe from you. Meanwhile, we're sitting in God's lap. I don't want to go to don't make me go to the vet. Geez, oh, I have to look at that hard drive again. See, it's just a hard drive. It's dead. We would love that hard drive. It's like, I remember thinking that too, like, Jesus, oh my gosh. Like, I got to look again. Well, who's saying that? Who's going to say, I look at another desire? And then when the love comes from the release of those, when you relaxed, you go, and I'm going to look as much as I can look for a while. And then you go, oh, it'll play like that for a while. Just know whose voice. That's part of the hard drive voice. We got to learn the hard drive voices, they're coming in little echoes and sound effects, screaming, little screaming sound effects. I'm going to die. I'm sure I'm going to die. Look at the light. What's the light doing? Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. You are not a victim of the world you see because you invented it. Did I like inventing it? Ask Jesus. Did I like inventing all that hard drive and putting all that information on it? And ask him. And then pretending like I don't like it, like I'm mad about it, but really liking it secretly, my secret little guilty pleasure in the world. Hear him say. Then we can laugh. Okay. Here's the sentence. You can give it up as easily as you made it up. Okay, Jesus, am I willing to see I can give it up as easy as I made it up? You just go until he tells you you are. And then if you can't say, I can give it up as easily as I made it up. Because see, it's right here, right now, we can give up the entire world, like right here. And just see that there's light. And the light doesn't even know anything about a world or giving up a world, that anything's a problem. This light, it's just light. Boy, we like that little world though. But it's helpful to see that we, in truth, when you talk to Jesus and he gives it to you straight, that's helpful to remember when we're complaining about not being awake. You can give it up as easily as you made it up. But we like the hard drive better than no hard drive at all. You will see it or not see it as you wish. Total wish. Jesus, is it my wish to be awake or asleep, pretending I'm not awake right now? Is it my wish? You can ask them which one. The world's at your command. The experiences you experience are at your command. That's pretty direct. The command for hell, the command for not seeing that all there is light, is ours. Ask Jesus. Is that, it can't be another way. Humbling. Happily humbling. Because then it's acceptance of infinite power. You begin to have a sense, wait a minute. So if I really were to accept that I'm manufactured this world, let's just really let that sink in fully. And if I did accept the power that I can give it up as easily as I made it, just see how quickly it happens in a moment of light that you just give it all up. See, this is what we're complaining like it's some kind of big deal. But just right in this instant, just go, is the light here? Is the light giving up a world? That's it. Right here, right now. Does the light know what a world is? No, world over. That's all. That's it. Then we go hunting for the hard drive to prove that it's not already finished. That's the demonstration that you can give it up as easily as we made it up. Right there. Light is infinite. Does it know finite? No finite in there. No limitation. No feeling like it's going to be destroyed by God or talking to Jesus. Just light. That's why the light test is so helpful, to get in the habit of taking the light test over and over and over again, to finally have to admit, okay, there's nothing other than light. And then my desire for experience other than happiness. You will see it or not see it as you wish. While you want it, you will see it. When you no longer want it, it will not be there for you to see. Okay, Jesus, so just show us that directly if you would. Is that true? So when I'm no longer interested in it, will it just fall away and just hear his answer? He says that's the only way it can be. So we want Jesus to convince us that we actually have the power just to drop the whole gig in the world. Now, knowing the addiction, there's an understanding that we got to be weaned like puppies, weaned off of thought, the addiction to thought and miscreation. But he's saying, don't make a mistake of thinking that you can't click your heels just like Dorothy. That's direct. Because you're home right now, and see that you're home right now. That you haven't always had the power to click the ruby slippers. That's very humbling. And see that there really isn't a world. To see the fabrication. The idea for today, like the preceding ones, applies to your inner and outer worlds, which are actually the same. However, since you see them as different, the practice periods for today will again include two phases, one involving the world you see outside you and the other world you see in your mind. Yeah, this is so helpful. Because you can just look out, and that's so interesting to observe in consciousness, how when we think our eyes is closed too, close our eyes, the world, it's a different world than when our eyes are open. That's deep. He's telling me, he's going, that's part of the fabrication of it all. He goes, eyes open, eyes closed makes no difference. But because we believe it does, he said, then you follow me in that, which is most helpful. And he's saying, so sometimes you look outside, sometimes you close your eyes and reflect on what seems inside. In today's exercises, try to introduce the thought that both are in your imagination. I'm starting now. See if there's, okay, Jesus, let's do it. Just go ahead. Both are in my imagination. Okay, let's just ask Jesus, is both the idea of the inside and that there's an outside imagination? Just hear it on the inside. Just hear it. Just my imagination, run away with me. He says, that's it. It's a helpful song. It's the trick in consciousness to miscreate the perception of an inner and outer world. That the little I has its little thoughts separate from that little I. There's no separate I. See, that's the thing. The consciousness plays like there's an I over there and an I over here. There's neither. Again, we'll begin to practice the practice periods for the morning and evening by repeating the idea for today 2 or 3 times while looking around the world you see as outside yourself. Jesus, do I really want to see this world outside myself? With a cherry on top. Do I want to see this world outside of me more than I want God? To see that it more than it's outside myself than to admit it's really an expression of myself. Then close your eyes and look around your inner world. Try to treat them both as equally as possible. Repeat the idea for today unhurriedly as often as you wish as you watch the images your imagination presents to your awareness. So he's not even saying one smidgen of what's showing up. As you watch the images your imagination presents to your awareness. Okay. For the 2 longer practice periods, 3 to 5 minutes are recommended, with not less than 3 required. More than 5 can be utilized. go for the gusto. If you feel the exercise is restful, only if they're restful. Because the ego, again, will get involved in this. See how he's focusing on restful? I didn't remember that at all. I think I didn't remember much about the lessons at all. But they still work. He says, you can laugh. They still work. Even just reading them is helpful. But to really call the value, he's just saying, remember what you value. This is the way he's helping us remember what we truly value, to know ourselves as divine beings. If you find the exercises restful. I think that most of the time I might have been trying to figure out how to do the exercises differently than what he's saying now. He said, yeah. That's just the play, he's not bringing out the beating us with wet noodles or anything. He's really getting no, he says, I was saying Jesus is getting playful. No, he's saying, you're telling me you're getting more playful now. You're not taking it so freaking seriously. Okay. To facilitate this, select a time when few distractions are anticipated and when you yourself feel reasonably ready. Because he's pointing to willingness. You have to be willing. And he also knows how that works. The belief that something outside, because he knows we believe there's something outside, is going to be distracting, like the ice cream truck that just so try to find a quiet place at first. We need that. But over time, as we start seeing the outside's not different from the inside, and that everything that moves is an opportunity for forgiveness. So we just follow him. He says, yes, even if you've done this 100 times, just follow my instructions exactly, because we're learning how to follow him so precisely for the Speedy Gonzalez way out. And he's just calling to willingness, reasonably ready. And you will be reasonably ready. You're just starting these. These exercises also to be continued during the day as often as possible. The shorter applications consisting of repeating the idea slowly as you survey either your inner or outer world. It does matter which you choose. And then I just asked him, can I ask, now that we're having this relationship and we know we can hear him, for sure, because everyone who comes here hears him. There might be ambivalence about it. There might be all kinds of other things at play. But the only way people are showing up, beings are showing up at these light circles, because they've been hearing Jesus, and for quite some time, he says. And they're just ready. Beings are just ready to just go the full Monty with him and really hone in on how to hear his voice. And so he's coming in so strong for all of us. But he's saying, I asked him, can we ask him to choose? Do I look at my inner world? Just how precious is that? Jesus is saying, look, I'm going to lead you right through this lesson, me and you. He says, now that you're not back in front, now that you're not treating me like at the vet, you're backing out. And if you step a little bit forward toward me, he says, I'm going to be able to, take my hand, and I'll just lead you each step through the sea. Then you really get the lesson. That's Jesus's only interest in supporting us. Get the lesson, like he told me. Like he says, don't worry about all the different types of, you just now can ask me because you can hear me. And then I'll just, okay, Jesus, just give your mind open, just open it up, go naked and say, okay, Jesus, can you bring me through the maze in the mind and what to focus on, and go naked? And he says, yes, that's the whole point of these lessons, to get the point where you just kind of turn everything over. But if you're willing now, he's jumping in. You don't have to wait to lesson 365. Go for the Monty lesson. And it doesn't matter if you've not done the course before. If this is your first time hearing it, you can hear Jesus. He's making it really clear. If the call in your heart's to hear him and it's your priority, you will hear him and he will teach you everything, just like he promises. So it doesn't matter if you've been through this course 10 times. The only way, or the only valuable way to go through the course is with the one who knows, whispering in your ears, going, look here, look there, look there. The idea for today should also be applied immediately to any situation that may distress you. Apply the idea by telling yourself, I have invented the situation as I see it. That's the admission that ego doesn't want to invent it. It's that it's a fabrication plant. So it feels good to just go back. I like doing the lessons. I'm great. Oh, there's just so much love in that. Because it's turning inward toward the true. And whenever you just get these love kisses, Moody says, kiss from inside. The song of the infinite playing. All we're doing is tuning into that one song of infinite. It's always singing happiness. So I'm going to look at any inventions with Jesus. Okay, I have invented the world I see. So you can do it with eyes closed or eyes open. Just for fun, really. Thank you for leading us through this exercise, Jesus, and for bringing us together in holy purpose once again. The purpose of honoring God, honoring our holiness. Such gratitude in this, to be joined with such devoted, mighty companions that are so willing to look together and to decondition each other, because that's what it is. It's a deconditioning program. He uses everything of this world, like even it's so precious, like, to take horizontal relationships that depend on a hard drive, and then we just look together at what's infinite together, to see what's already joined with each joining, to see the one mind with each joining, the celebration of the one mind every time we join in that holiness, and stepping past the I don't want to join. And just see how many times, how many different things like that, where you get that kind of, you're going to back into your shell kind of feeling, like I'm going to back in like a turtle, or I'm going to reach out desperately and grab something, we're on to it. See, it's just energetic movement that can be observed. That's what he's teaching us, that power of observation. Okay, just kind of notice these things. And gently, I've invented this situation. The moving is always the invention. You can ask him, Jesus, so whatever moves or changes, see, thoughts change, they come and go, rise up. He's teaching us to stay as the unchanging nature of what we are, and then just kind of notice the energy moving in and out. We don't have to get involved in it. And then we just ask him, is that something I need to look at? Yes, no. Use a course lessons. I've invented this situation. It's really getting to, that's the honesty of God part. Admitting that I have invented the situation, and then it goes a lot faster. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Simon Birch, for being such a reminder of that simplicity of innocence and being in service in the world just by who he is. That's all. We're just in service by who we are when we stay as our natural state, our natural selves. The one, the self, the sameness. So with that, I'd like to ask Lori if she'd come extend.
Hola. This is called Feel the Real. Feel the real. The Father gives all power unto us. We are
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. Welcome. Let's join together with our brother Jesus in the light of infinite being. Today's lesson is number 32 in A Course in Miracles. I have invented the world I see. The desire given from this lesson is, Jesus, do I relish a desire below my level of awareness to deny I have invented the world I see? Jesus, in honesty of God, do I have the desire to deny I have invented the world I see hidden below my level of awareness?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 If Jesus reveals to you that you have a desire below your level of awareness, that you are valuing more than the love of the Father, admit the desire and ask for a miracle. Jesus, do I value the desire to deny I have invented the world I see more than I value the love of God? Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus, am I ready for the miracle on this desire? Or is there more to see?
There's more.
More.
More to see.
More to see. And yes.
Jesus, will you show me that the desire to deny I have invented the world I see does not have the value that I think it does? Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus, have I accepted a miracle on this desire? No.
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 Nope.
No.
There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire, as Jesus moves us deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire to deny I have invented the world I see? Or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you?
Deeper.
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 Jesus, do I value the desire to deny I have invented the world I see more than I value the love of God?
Yes.
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 Jesus, am I ready for the miracle on this desire? Or is there more to see?
More to see.
More to see.
More to see.
More.
More. Jesus, will you show me that the desire to deny I have invented the world I see does not have the value that I think it does?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus, have I accepted a miracle on this desire?
No.
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 No. There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire as Jesus moves us deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire, or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you?
Deeper.
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 Deeper. Deeper.
Jesus, do I still value the desire to deny I have invented the world I see more than I value the love of God?
Yes.
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 Jesus, am I ready for the miracle on this desire? Or is there more to see?
Ready.
Ready. More
Ready.
to see.
Ready.
More to see. Jesus, will you show me that the desire to deny I have invented the world I see does not have the value that I think it does? Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus, have I accepted a miracle on this desire?
Yes.
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 There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire, as Jesus moves us even deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. I'm not sure I was unmuted, so I'm going to repeat it. There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire, as Jesus moves us even deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire to deny I have invented the world I see? Or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you?
Deeper.
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 Jesus, do I value the desire to deny I have invented the world I see more than I value the love of God?
Yes.
Ye- Yes.
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 Jesus, will you show me that the desire to deny I have invented the world I see does not have the value that I think it does?
Yes.
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 Jesus, have I accepted a miracle on this desire?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Jesus, for the miracle. I hear we are complete for this part of the session. If you don't feel complete, you can join with Jesus to look further at the desire. And you can also request to join with a brother by putting a message into the messenger chat group ACIM Jesus, a New Covenant. And let's now practice speaking the voice for God as Jesus guides us to ask, listen, and share only what he says specifically about this lesson, what you have learned, what he wants you to remember as a take home, or where he has revealed to you you have heaven and hell upside down. Remembering that every share as guided is so helpful for the healing of the whole mind and beneficial to us all. I heard that I want to feel innocent by blaming others for the world I see, to keep my specialness and individuality. I don't want to feel responsible for the world. I need to offload it and project it onto others. And Jesus said, that's my face of innocence. So I asked for help in taking back my projection. I'm willing, trusting, and to ask him to help please reinterpret this. And when I admitted I don't know anything, and was able to rise above it, I felt this rising above this desire, above the battleground, and felt the power of our joining in the miracle together. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. I had a similar experience going on where I felt so invested in, I so valued the world outside of me as different than the world inside of me. And so I knew that I asked for his help. I knew that he was helping me, even though it felt like I was dragging my feet. And so when he said, "Come with me above the battlefield, give up the fight, Mary, and come with me above the battlefield," until I was willing to allow that to open up, it just felt like it was not a happening thing. And then above the battlefield, it was just very simple, and a falling away, a disappearance of the investment I had. And a reconfirmation that this really works. That there's such a huge contrast that Jesus can show me between where I have heaven and hell flipped. Well, I'm very grateful. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Mary. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah, I asked Jesus, why is it that I have this desire, denying I invented the world? And he said, it's your secret pleasure. He said, deep down inside, you have the strongest conviction that this world of form is your salvation and your happiness. And he says, you have the fear of God in you. So, yeah, even the pleasure, the pain, the misery, the suffering, the excitement, the choices, the belief in freedom and control, all of it. It's all just a smoke screen, but you love it so deeply that you do not want to give it up. But he said, just know that you can give it up as easily as you made it up. He said that in the lesson today. That it really struck me. Just by removing your belief in it and seeing that I'm the only way. Jesus is the only way to true salvation and supreme happiness with perfect peace. So, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, David. So important. Thank you.
I'll share. Thank you, David. That giving it up as whatever that was in the lesson, it struck me too. I just lost the words. But Jesus told me that I absolutely do believe that the world is outside of me and that God is outside of me. And I'm enraged that I can't make it perfect, or that God won't make it perfect. And so he told me I always also have a belief that I'm powerless to do that. And he said all of this is just not true. It's simply not true. It's not outside of you. You're not powerless to he said, you are powerless to make the world perfect, because you can't make something that doesn't even exist perfect. But he said, it is a perfect tool for me, for Jesus. And he said, the truth is, this world has already been undone, but you're remembering that you need my help to change the belief that it's outside. He said, that is where I come in. Review it with me. There's no other way. He's just saying, boom. He says, you need me. It's not going to happen otherwise. I'm in charge of miracles, and this needs a miracle. And he said, I'll wait for as long as it takes for you to choose. And he's saying each time, each moment, there's a choice. So thank you.
Beautiful friend, thank you.
Yeah, he was telling me that I have such a long running script and created scenarios and relationships where I thought I needed to fix it. And that, so I just ended up making a big mess and then try to clean up the mess. And it just got worse. And Jesus is like, just step back, Mary, just step back. I got this. But underneath all of it was just the desire to be needed, he said, a lifetime of desiring to be needed, and then being mad about it the whole time, like Kay said. And I thought, all my career choices, everything was about fixing it and being needed. And I thought at the time I was doing God's will, because I thought in my world, I was helping someone. But I wasn't doing it for them at all. It was for me. And it really, few and far between did it ever feel rewarding, as in the same sense of when you're really rewarded with peace and love, that that's everything. But, and he said that every time I want to fix, like I just asked him about calling my son to talk to him about something. He said, nope, trying to fix it. So he said, every time you're doing that, you're valuing that more than the love of God, But he also said, it's still so entwined in my world now, in my life, that if I really, really went to the root of this whole thing with him and got everything, that it would disappear, that everything would disappear. So that's comforting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Yeah, for me, just to carry over from Mary, I too have invested a lot of my time in fixing. I just found it like entertaining, but I have been noticing it in the last little bit. But what I was told by Jesus today, it was another way of keeping distracted and the doing. And it just kept me right out of really my true function. So thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Is anyone else hearing to share?
Yeah. Okay. yeah, he's showing me I'm making one of two decisions, and he's making it very simple that way because it's just so vast. It's everything, and so um, I'm just not going to get there piecemeal, and that's why I need a miracle. And so he's making it clearer, um, because I really do think that I can accept that I'm the one that's making all of this up. And he's showing me how I'm not seeing that, the underpinnings of that. And so these questions are allowing him to be heard. And then it's quite natural. Miracles are natural. It's quite natural for me to, if I can see that, when I can see that, which is happening through these circles, then I can make that decision. And that miracle can come in. And so I'm believing that because of the because it's manifesting in my peace. It's working.
Thank you so much, Charlie. I'm hearing we
Take
are.
home
Oh,
for
sorry.
me. Oh, thanks. Take home is just sitting with this to see that how much I really want to exist as a individual. And then it's like, I don't want to exist. But he was kind of helping me, just with the flip of like, really, I'm trying to get rid of the light. That's where I've been investing myself is in attempting to do everything I can to maintain this little existence he says that I cherish, I think is my life. And he's just showing me that flip of this is not your life. This is not your happiness. And yet that's where I have it flipped, is that I really I want it, and I think I can find it. And so it seems like him helping me with memory, the power of memory, and that I can't really find whatever it is I think I'm looking for. He just keeps showing me when I'm looking as the light, I cannot find it. It's not there. So that's bringing a sense of relief and comfort to just see that this existence that I'm so focused on is, it's just like this invitation where he was saying, I'm welcoming this, whatever experiences I'm having, I'm inviting it, I'm praying for it, I'm wanting it more than the love of God. So So the power of seeing that I can drop it all right in this moment is the take home, that I can drop it completely and be free of all of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. I'm hearing we are complete for today. Thank you, Jesus, again for guiding us to the miracle. Thank you, everyone, for your devotion and your beautiful shares. And just a reminder that tonight at 7 Central is Kay's satsang, and the topic is the value of mighty companions. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, my brothers. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, everyone. Love you.
Love you all.
Thank you.